Then, oh yeah, the other thing on the majors, I did add some entries, just more aggressive entries off since the stream that I did yesterday on these 3 weeks, because so many of them had 3 week supply. So EOS, I added one which has gone off, but it's just hit the 3 week supply, but I was looking for the daily a little bit inside. And these things are still very choppy and they're not strong supply, but just to see what reactions we get. BCH, I added one at 3 week supply, which is just a little bit higher here. Could take those wicks above 454, so that's a possible swing fail level to look at. Nothing on Ripple, and then I put an aggressive one on Litecoin. Just there was a small 8-hour supply here, and just for a scalp. And you know, if it gets down to this daily demand, great. So I also added a long entry on 2-day demand at just below the previous low. So I guess we'll see. BNB, nothing new, still on 3 week demand, so I just kind of wanted to wait for that. Link the same, I've kept the original short entry that I had at the daily supply that's higher than the previous high, and then also the daily demand that's lower than the previous low, so we'll see which of those if we get to them first. Pol hit the 2 week demand, which I think I talked about in my last stream, and I put a possible short on the 3 week supply. And as I said, just to reiterate, like all these 3 week supplies are really, really choppy and have a lot of choppy, so could easily take wicks through and or break, because we are potentially hitting new demands in some cases, but also they're just zones within a range. ADA I didn't put anything on because it's particularly choppy. It was very close and also hasn't broken the low. Similarly on, I think, yeah, so DOT, Atom and NEAR all had 3 week supply, and I put alerts on all those 3 weeks, and they're all a bit further away. So we've had, like I say, hits on EOS and LTC, so whether or not these hit, I don't know. We'll see. And they are potentially all coming off demand, so we could just see them go through these zones. And again, remember I said the risk is that we're going to go through this 3 week to the higher 5 days that are untested, because these do all have zones higher. Most of them have zones higher that haven't been tested, so just to pull the charts out and show you those a bit. So yeah, if we do run through these zones, then I'll just reset alerts for the 5 days above. But because they're 3 weeks, I figured they were worth watching, even if they're just going to give a scalp back for another higher low or a test of the recent low. Sol has a 3-day supply, so I have put an alert there. That's a much more risky one because obviously we're coming off the annual demand. But we haven't hit this weekly zone yet on Sol, so it's possible we get a rejection there and another move down into the weekly, even if it is staying bullish.